Hello, my name is Aiden, and today we're going to be starting episode 1 of a 5-part miniseries about the Great Leap Forward, also known as the Great Famine. This Great Leap Forward lasted between 1958 to 1962 in China under the People's Republic of China. The victims were generally rural peasants, forced to work in the fields, who lost their homes and their lives in the resulting famine brought about by the actions of the Chinese Communist Party, headed by Chairman Mao Zedong. Russia at the time was also providing economic support, which was withdrawn in 1960. With the Chinese Civil War of 1927 to 1949, which was between the Kuomintang government and the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP won total control over the mainland, founding the People's Republic of China at the end of the war. There was also a second war during this time. The Second Sino-Japanese War of 1937 to 1945, which also became a part of World War II during 1939 following the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor. The result of this was that the country of China became one of the poorest countries in the world. This made the CCP push for large and rapid industrialization and infrastructure projects, as they wanted to catch up to the Western countries. This meant deploying a large labor force, taking all private land from many rural communities to try and grow crops as quickly as possible. Amongst this, communes were formed, as everyone had to rely on these communal eating and living as a push towards collectivism from Mao Zedong. By the end of 1958, around 99% of peasants had joined a commune, with an average of 5,000 households in each of the 26,000 communes. Close cropping by planting crops too closely together, the production quotas of the communes making leaders starve their people to reach those quotas, and the Four Pests program, which sought to get rid of pests but ultimately led to more, were just a few of the things that gave rise to the famine. In a summary report given by the General Office of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party, many counties encountered these problems, such as in Shandong. Since the end of March, over 670,000 people have had their food supplies completely cut off, and over 150,000 people have been forced to flee and become beggars. Or Guangdong, according to information from 55 counties, the famine in the spring caused 963,231 people to go without food, and 7 people have died of starvation. There are also 69 people suffering from edema. And even Anhui, a total of 1.3 million people are without food supplies. In Wuhu, Sioux County, and Wuwei, the situation is particularly critical, involving some 400,000 people. In these areas, famine has forced more than 3,000 people to leave their homes. Peasants were starving, losing their homes, or even being forced to leave altogether. It got to the point of bodies being left in the road, as one survivor of the famine, going by the pseudonym Chen Shansheng, noted, "On the road, I saw dead bodies everywhere. No one took care of the bodies. They were simply covered up with banana leaves. The bodies looked totally wasted, and some were completely deformed." In 1962, during a meeting known as the 7,000 Cadres Conference, the CCP formally ended the Great Leap Forward program, and Mao Zedong allowed others such as Liu Shaoqi and Deng Xiaoping to take over day-to-day government affairs, where they worked to reverse the damages the failed program had caused the country. In total, there was an estimated death count of around 15 to 55 million lives. Many people disregard the Great Leap Forward as not a genocide, but the amount of deaths and the horrendous treatment people of lower classes within the country of China faced would suggest otherwise. Talking about and understanding the Great Leap Forward as a part of history, as well as recognizing and understanding the consequences of governments putting industry over human lives, is very important, as it is something that we see even today. Check back in later for episode 2, where we will go into detail about a specific crucial event. Have a good night.